Welcome everyone to Championship Wrestling presented by CarShield. TK Todd Kennelly, James Kincaid, and out of the United Wrestling Network headquarters and here at ringside, Gilbert Corsi. We come to you from beautiful Bellbank Park in Mesa, Arizona. And gentlemen, it's the most wonderful time of the year. It's Red Carpet Rumble season. The Rumble coming your way in 2 weeks. That's all about a world title shot. But speaking of championships, 2 title matches coming your way this week, including the tag team titles on the line. The Reno Scum defending, and this time the former champs, the Midnight Heat, are at full strength.
Well, Todd, it's great to be here in Arizona. You say full strength for the Midnight Heat. Ricky Gibson is back, but are they really at full strength? Because it was Tweak that led them to gold in the past. Can they recalibrate and reclaim their tag titles? And Gilbert, the Heritage title will be on the line in our main event.
This is the hottest time of the year in the United Wrestling Network. The atmosphere is electric here. You talk about the main event this week. Kevin Martinson defending that Heritage title against none other than the American Wolf, Davey Richards. Really champion versus champion, because Richards is the MLW National Openweight Champion. He is world renowned. He holds titles wherever he goes. Tonight, will he leave with another one around his waist?
Well, we've got an American Wolf in the main event. How about a Wild Rhino to kick things off? Clark Connors will be in action. It's time to fight on.
This is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing the New Japan Pro Wrestling LA Dojo from Tempe, Arizona, weighing in at 198 pounds, the Wild Rhino, Clark Connors!
Clark Connors gonna kick off the action, and here you can see really letting that personality fly. That wasn't the case when he was a young lion in the New Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo. Would graduate from the young lion to become the Wild Rhino that we see today, and he's making waves all over the professional wrestling industry.
Yeah, it's just so great to see Connors back here in the UWN, and yeah, that pizzazz, that personality, a little bit of showmanship coming out of Clark Connors now.
Rage and intensity is what I see when Connors steps in the ring.
And introducing his opponent from Phoenix, Arizona, weighing in at 180 pounds, Dangerous J.A.Y., Jacob Austin Young!
You know, we talked about Clark Connors graduating from the Young Lions. Likewise, Jacob Austin Young kind of shed a former persona. Used to be charged with caffeine, with coffee. Now he's charged by competition. He means business. Has recently competed on New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong as well, and has been a fixture for years right here in the United Wrestling Network.
Jacob Austin Young, previously known as J Cafe, you alluded to it, but about a year ago, we put up a video really shedding that prior persona and showing himself in our in-ring workout, more technically sound and focused than the people in Arizona may remember. J Cafe is Jacob Austin Young.
Absolutely, he's all business now, James. What an atmosphere here, Bellbank Park, Mesa, Arizona. No surprise there, fundamental takedown early by Connors. Counter head scissors there by Jacob Austin Young.
Yeah, Dangerous J.A.Y. He's going to need every bit of that danger to get by Clark Connors, but what a win it would be for him, both here in UWN and with Strong.
Jacob Austin Young also has a amateur wrestling background. Look at the single leg, and you're gonna see some of him infuse some of that mat wrestling into his offensive arsenal here against Clark Connors.
Excellent point, Gilbert, and but I don't know how much I want to mix it up. Maybe he's more suited to mix it up on the mat, given that amateur wrestling background. You might not want to get us in a striking war with the likes of Connors, who was under the tutelage of the likes of Katsuyori Shibata in the dojo.
Yeah, do that at your own peril. Important to note the crowd here in the early going firmly behind Jacob Austin Young as Clark Connors starting to build up some momentum. Oh, a little bit of a collision in the ring. Neither man willing to give there.
And I don't think Connors is going to sweat that, Gilbert. He's after one thing, and that's victory.
Not just victory, Connors has returned here to the United Wrestling Network and told us very clearly that he is focused on gold. Not just gold, but United World Championship and Danny Limelight.
Connors just running over Jacob Austin Young there. And we talk about victories. Connors has had some huge ones in the United Wrestling Network. Bigger now when you figure he's beat the likes of Danny Limelight,
right,
who now, of course, is the reigning world champion.
Yeah, beating the current reigning world champion. Look at Connors starting to unload on Jacob Austin Young. Wild Rhino letting loose.
Well, that's one way to curry favor with the Mesa crowd. Little old school 10-count punch, follows it up with the double axe handle. Are we in a time machine?
Right between the middle of the spine into the cover. Can only find a 2. Shades of Macho Man there.
Love it. Method to the madness there. Great action thus far and a great atmosphere here in Mesa, Arizona.
Great way to kick things off. J.A.Y. needs to create some distance, and he does so right there. Heck of an arm wringer taking down Connors. Right, took the shoulder right out of the socket, maybe the elbow.
Momentum shifting moment in this matchup here, TK.
It sure is, and Jacob Austin Young knows a lot of ways to hurt you. Here you see that joint manipulation. We've seen that in the United Wrestling Network in the past by the likes of Timothy Thatcher, Daniel Garcia, and now you're seeing it put to the test here by Jacob Austin Young, and he has neutralized the Wild Rhino here. Wild Rhino's not going to hit a spear from here. He's not going to hit that trophy kill from here. Good neutralizing offense by J.A.Y.
Yeah,
look at that.
Jacob Austin Young looks like he's picked his body part. He has picked his strategy as that left arm of Clark Connors. And dangerous J.A.Y. living up to the moniker right now.
Jacob Austin Young, almost like a shark who smells blood in the water. He has created an opening for himself, injured the arm of Clark Connors, and he is seizing on it right now.
And he's controlling the pace, controlling the time of possession offensively here. In this very first matchup, a red carpet rumble season, 2 title matches coming your way on this episode alone, but we got a good one here that could have serious championship implications for the winner. And now look at that, seizing control of the matchup again, digging down deep, so much strength. But Jacob Austin Young had on the magnetic boots.
And going right back to that left arm, doing more damage is Jacob Austin Young. And you talk about the title implications and how Clark Connors, came in with wanting the world championship shot in mind. If J.A.Y. gets by him, got to figure he's in that same position.
Yeah, Jay doesn't want to be looked past, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Good place.
Connors didn't look past him. Connors just caught him.
He calls that the Jeep flip, like a rhino charging a Jeep there in the Serengeti.
You ever been cow tipping? Is that a little too country for you?
Yeah, maybe
it
once
kind
or
of looks
twice.
like that. You come in a head full of steam and just mull over anything in your path.
Just wrecked him, and Connors now back in control.
Variation of that spear in the corner, and now maybe a sacrifice play with that big, powerful, explosive backdrop. Dropping down into the cover goes Connors, and again, that arm has been compromised. Maybe not as much strength in that hook, guys.
Yeah, Connors, though, sort of throwing caution to the wind with it. He's launched himself on a couple of occasions, even with that injured arm, maybe thinking maybe to knock it back into place or just adrenaline taking over. We'll see how long that can last.
Remember, we set the stage saying that Connors is a young man known for rage and intensity, and I think that what you're seeing there is just that intensity. I mean, he just goes for it the moment he steps in the ring.
Connors still favoring that arm, able to catch J.A.Y. again. What a release German suplex there, essentially with one arm.
As the late, great Gorilla Monsoon would say, adrenaline can do wonders. It is hot and heavy in the body of the Wild Rhino right now.
Telegraphing.
Sharpening up that horn. He's got him in his sights, and you're right, telegraphed it there. Well scouted by J.A.Y., who capitalizes. Tornado DDT.
Is this going to be Upset City?
You might have him here. No, not yet.
Oh, but he's hanging onto the arm.
Smart.
Ow.
Smart maneuver here from Jacob Austin Young.
Brilliant awareness and tactical work by J.A.Y., keeping Connors away from the ropes. He's going to force a submission here.
Is Connors going to tap?
Seizing that. I love how he held on to that double wrist lock, but now trying to body slam his way out of it here. Cannot do it as Connors relentless. This might be the best Jacob Austin Young we've ever seen, especially when you factor in the level of competition.
And this is what I expect in the weeks to come, because as I said, this is the hottest time of year in Championship Wrestling and the United Wrestling Network. And every one of the men and women backstage want to show out right now.
The spear, that's step one. That he might have gone for the pin when he was a young lion, but now comes up with the trophy kill, put him on the wall.
Mercy, it's all over.
Here is your winner, Clark Connors.
I was thinking you were going to go with tag him, bag him, but I'll take it.
That trophy kill was a mercy inducer for me. What a victory for Clark Connors.
Incredible stuff, Gilbert.
Connors saying that he is back in the United Wrestling Network and back in a major way. This guy's going to be a contender.
Speaking of contenders, 2 title matches coming your way here. We'll be right back as this episode continues to rage on.
Quick crack. Wash all you want. Don't drive dirty.
What in the world?
I can't let you drive without calling CarShield, Steve.
You drive great. So what if your warranty's expired?
I don't want you paying for expensive repairs, Steve.
That's so nice. Now can you open the door, please?
I'm afraid I can't do that until you call CarShield.
Can I call them later?
Their administrators pay for expensive repairs on engines, transmissions, ACs, and up to 6,000 other parts.
I'm listening.
CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company. All you have to do is call before you break down.
CarShield sounds pretty good.
Think of all the road trips we could have with their nationwide coverage, Steve.
I love road trips.
And with the money you save, you could get those salsa lessons you always wanted.
Put me through to CarShield.
Dialing.
I see why they call you a smart car.
Don't get stuck paying for sky-high car repairs. Call CarShield before your next breakdown. Call 800-409-2695. 800-409-2695.
All right, fans, standing by with my special guest, Eddie Kingston, who will make his United Wrestling Network debut next week when he challenges Danny Limelight for the United Wrestling World Championship.
You see, Danny, this wasn't personal before. This is just about winning championships because that's what this sport is about. But you, my man, you're telling people I sold out, I did this, that, the third. Talk is cheap, partner. You're gonna pay for every word you ever spoke against me next week. Get ready, huh?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the United World Tag Team Championship.
Here come the former champions, the Midnight Heat. We heard from the Mad King, Eddie Kingston, who said that now things are personal. I think the champs are waiting out here. They're going to try and get the jump on the champions.
New look, maybe a new attitude perhaps. It is great to see Ricky Gibson back. You never want an injury to befall anyone, and that was the beginning of the end of their tag team. Tyron, look, he's like trying to huddle up here before the matchup.
Guys, and we should make mention that conspicuously absent, or I don't know if he's absent or no longer
absent-minded,
a part of this team. I'm talking about Guy Tweekasetti, the manager or third man from Midnight Heat, now going by Guy Cool. Where is he?
Nowhere to be found. Trying to hedge their bets are the former champions here. Now look at this, charging the champions of the Midnight Heat.
An ambush by Midnight Heat to the champs, Reno Scum. Not looking like it's really paying off in their favor right now. No dividends to be had.
Well, plenty have tried to jump the Reno Scum, and then this is the results. You're seeing it right here. I was going to mention that Eddie Kingston said that things are now very personal with him and Danny Limelight. Of course, those two will battle for the United Wrestling Network World title next week. But if you talk about personal rivalries, they come no more personal than between these two teams.
Yeah, Midnight Heat in a lot of ways feel like that they wrongfully lost those championships because Ricky Gibson sustained that injury, was not able to defend his championship. It was Guy Tweekasetti essentially that lost it for them.
Well, it was either that or forfeit the titles. They had
Exactly.
a mandatory title defense. The committee had spoken by way of Johnny LaQuasto, and the match was made.
They call it the Freebird rule,
Yes.
right? When you're a team of three, that any combination of the three can defend the titles. That's the situation that Midnight Heat found themselves in. And, well, Reno Scum capitalized.
Bodega has done that in the past. Teams like Pac 3 just didn't work out. Look at this. Montello Street Spike in the opening seconds of this thing. And this might be over in a hurry.
Yeah, they don't pay Reno Scum by the hour. Eddie Pearl looking in a bad way, new look and all, in the deep end against the Reno Scum.
Former champs came out here with bad intentions, tried to sneak attack the champs. Backfired, and it's been all Reno Scum ever since. Big elbow drop there by Thornstowe, looking to make quick work of the former champs, only a count of one.
Scum, when they defeated the Midnight Heat, albeit with Guy Tweekasetti, became the longest reigning United World Tag Team Champions ever. Nearly 600 days combined over the course of 3 reigns. The first team to ever have 3 reigns, guys.
Took the titles.
Oh, look at Eddie just swinging in empty air there.
Reno Scum took the titles all the way out, defended them in Wenzhou, China as well. Truly World Tag Team title holders. And going to work. And this isn't where you want to be with the big guy, where he's got you in the corner and can just dish out the punishment.
Yeah, Lester the Legend looking to start picking Eddie apart, but that equalizer, thumb to the eye, and now sending Lester into the boot of Ricky Gibson. That dog won't hunt, and Lester teeing off on both members of Midnight Heat.
The red carpet rumble coming your way in a couple weeks. Could you imagine if Lester was in that thing, the damage he could do? Bodies would be flying.
The thing about the Rumble is it's every man for himself, and the scenario changes every 60 seconds. Every time somebody comes from the back, comes through the curtain, it changes the stage inside the ring.
As chaotic as it is exciting, just like this tag team title match. Oh my goodness, just stoving in the chest.
Uh-oh.
Getting a sign for Pity City.
Yep, it's adjacent to Mesa, Arizona, apparently.
What kind of deodorant do you think Lester uses?
Slim and none, and Slim just left town. Here we go. Look out here, one-way trip. Oh, Eddie.
Well, if Lester uses Slim, then I would guess that Thornstowe uses none by the face.
Eddie would better be able to testify to that.
I think he went from Precious Eddie to Putrid Eddie in a hurry.
Look at this beatdown.
Yeah, they call it the biggest little beatdown because they hail, of course, from Reno, Nevada. Biggest little city.
Eddie needs to make a tag in the worst way. Ricky Gibson has not been in this matchup legally as of yet.
This has been a one-sided affair, guys. And when you think that the Midnight Heat, former 2-time title holders, man, how dominant are the champions?
Who is going to be able to end the reign of the Reno Scum if they're this honed and this focused? Able to stave off that ambush attempt. Midnight Heat are the ones that ambushed Reno Scum, and get a look at Midnight Heat right now.
Uh-oh, not again. Going back for seconds.
Oh, my goodness.
Going back for seconds.
Pucker up, Precious Eddie.
We got to take a break. Precious Eddie wishes he could catch a break. We'll be back right after this.
Don't worry, it's fake. But fake meds, that's a different story. Verify your meds with Safe.Pharmacy. Protect those you love from bad meds.
What in the world?
I can't let you drive without calling CarShield, Steve.
You drive great. So what if your warranty's expired?
I don't want you paying for expensive repairs, Steve.
That's so nice. Now can you open the door, please?
I'm afraid I can't do that until you call CarShield.
Can I call them later?
Their administrators pay for expensive repairs on engines, transmissions, ACs, and up to 6,000 other parts.
I'm listening.
CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company. All you have to do is call before you break down.
CarShield sounds pretty good.
Think of all the road trips we could have with their nationwide coverage, Steve.
I love road trips.
And with the money you save, you could get those salsa lessons you always wanted.
Put me through to CarShield.
Dialing.
I see why they call you a smart car.
Don't get stuck paying for sky-high car repairs. Call CarShield before your next breakdown. Call 800-409-2695. 800-409-2695.
Welcome back, everyone. United Wrestling Network action presented by Car Shield. World Tag Team titles on the line. Scoop and a slam by Thornstowe, and now some style points.
Look at this athleticism from Thornstowe into the cover.
Oh, and then the great awareness by Thornstowe.
Guys, you were seeing that for Midnight Heat during the break. They didn't get very far. It has been all Reno scum since the opening going to this match.
Midnight Heat certainly have not capitalized on this title opportunity. Oh, look at that.
Nasty
got tripped up.
Throat.
Caught the whole brunt of that turnbuckle. That was nasty stuff.
Right to the Adam's apple, and then it gets hard to breathe.
That could be the momentum swing that Midnight Heat absolutely needed. Eddie begging off from Lester the Legend, but yeah, that was absolutely nasty spill to Adam Thornstowe. And now finally getting out of the starting blocks are Midnight Heat, and there's the tag to Ricky Gibson.
I'll give credit for one thing for the former champions here, Gilbert. When they have the advantage, very few teams are as skilled at cutting off the ring and isolating one man.
Listen, the tag team division in the United Wrestling Network is fiercely competitive. The fact that Midnight Heat is two-time former champions, that says something about the kind of athletes that they are.
And they are taking it to Thornstowe right now, showing what they can do, cutting that ring off. Underhanded or not, it's working for Midnight Heat.
Defeated Beef Candy at one time, and of course, defeated
Bodega.
Yes, incredible. Two top teams in the history. Here's the cover, didn't hook the leg. You're not gonna put away Adam Thornstowe like that.
I'm shocked that Eddie is still in the ring after the beating that he's taken, making a quick tag to Ricky Gibson. Might be a bad strategy there, but there you see the dividends. Ricky on the apron, pulling Thornstowe back in, and now Midnight Heat having their way with Thornstowe.
Fundamental tag team wrestling, that is Midnight Heat. They're gonna isolate and conquer. They're gonna make sure their opponent stays on their side of the ring, quick tags in and out of the ring, and Precious Eddie must have heard you, James, because he just got out.
We talked about their tag team title reigns. Let's talk about other big matches, you know, for the Midnight Heat and United Wrestling Network. We took a look at it recently. Back elbow there by Rockin' Ricky. He rocked Thornstowe. How about the victory that the Midnight Heat had over the Bollywood Boys? That was impressive.
Absolutely incredible. So incredibly decorated and battle-tested are really both of these teams. As great as tag team wrestling you will find, and look at Eddie getting his FaceTime in there.
Notice the maneuver here from Ricky G. What was wounded on Thornstowe? It was the neck, it was the throat. So you torque back on the neck, make it hard to breathe, and the longer this match goes on, the harder the fight becomes.
Yeah, tables have really churned. That pendulum of momentum has swung in the favor of Midnight Heat. Now it is Thornstowe who is desperate to make a tag.
Double team offense here, and not allowing Thornstowe to catch a breath. Big jumping elbow there by Precious Eddie Pearl. Looking to make history here into the cover. Again, a little lackadaisical. And if the Midnight Heat score the victory, they will tie that record-breaking, title number at 3 with the current champions.
Yeah, that would be terrific history for Midnight Heat, but I keep coming back to they don't have their X factor at ringside with them anymore. How much is that going to come into play? So many times, Guy Tweekacetti was there, able to bail them out, led them to gold, help them hold on to gold.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, is what kind of impact do you think that a Midnight Heat without Guy Tweekacetti, Guy Cool as he's called now, that we would see here in this contest? But they seem to still be working as the functional unit that we've known Precious Eddie and Ricky G to be here over the last several years.
Yeah, to play devil's advocate, I mean, their opponents don't have the distraction of Tweekacetti out there. Big drop kick there by Thornstowe, and it's a race against the clock. Who can get to their corner first and make the tag? The big man Lester's very fresh, but Tweekacetti might have been a bit of a distraction for Midnight Heat as well.
I think that's what they would argue, and they certainly seem laser focused and, dare I say, more violent than the last time we saw them together. Can Thornstowe finally make the tag? He can. In comes Lester the Legend.
Oh, the mood's gonna change in a hurry with this big man in there, just running people over. A one-man wrecking machine is Lester the Legend.
Brute force. The heavy from Reno Scum. 6'4", 240 plus.
Luster taking it to Eddie. Sizing up Ricky on the outside. Ricky heading out of dodge.
Oh, look out here. He's got him caught.
Oh, Ricky picking his spot there, helping out Eddie.
Uh-oh, trying to set him up. They've got so many effective moves. Uh-oh.
Explosive.
Double trouble there for the Midnight Heat.
Luster just too strong and too fresh. He is taking out all of Midnight Heat.
Luster the Lariat is what you should call him, the Lariat legend.
I like it, and I'll tell you, Bellbank Park's turning into one big mosh pit right now for this punk rock powerhouse.
I've lost count here. How many does he have in him?
No reprieve for Eddie or Ricky. No, and then Eddie slips out the back door.
Saved his own life.
Went to the well one too many times there. Look out, though.
Trying to
divide and conquer yet again. Luster, does he have enough left? The atomic drop and a haymaker there by Thornstowe.
Old-fashioned right hand.
Yeah, no frills about that one. Just business. Got the job done. Gonna spike Eddie right there, and down he goes.
Not where you want to be, gentlemen.
No,
not where you want to be.
Beginning of the end for Midnight Heat here.
Looking for that scum stomp. That's how they won the titles. Absolutely decimated.
Precious seconds ticking away here, though, guys.
Decimated
for
Tweakers
Precious Eddie. Oh, Ricky trying to put the stop to that. Oh,
he's paying for it.
Hit the turnbuckle on a super kick for his trouble.
Medium to the minds.
Miscommunication there.
What's he got in his hand? What's Precious Eddie got in his hand?
He's got to have something. Nobody can knock down Thornstowe with a single punch. And I think he just tucked it away there. No, not like this. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. History is
Here
made.
are your winners and new United World Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Heat.
Precious Eddie took 2 trips to Pity City and ended in Upset City. We've got new United Tag Team Champions here, guys.
But what did he have in his hands, Todd? You said it. He couldn't knock out Luster. Some type of foreign object slid it into his tights. Scarlett Donovan had no chance to see what was going on there. They just stole the titles.
Well, I mean, referee's decision is final. There were a lot of moving parts. Had to have something, but history is made. You're looking at the brand new United World Tag Team Champions. More to come.
Quick crack. Wash all you want. Don't drive dirty.
The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Scottsdale, Arizona, Danielle Cabela.
Welcome back, everyone, to United Wrestling Network action here in Mesa, Arizona. And somebody that hails from Arizona, Danielle Cabela, took this match on short notice, but has a lot of history here in the Arizona area.
Yeah, former Suns dance team member looking to make a big impact here in the UWN at the expense of Zeta Zhang.
And introducing her opponent, Zeta Bring the Bang Zhang.
Bring the Bang Zhang. Zeta Zhang is recently erupted in the United Wrestling Network. Certainly has her hands full with the likes of Hands of Fortune, Savannah Stone, and Alex Gracia, but should get just some great competition here in the form of Danielle Cabela.
Yeah, Zeta Zhang has really been at the heart of that just chaos that is the women's division here in the UWN. And again, short notice, so now having to call an audible and adjust on the fly is Zeta Zhang. I'm not sure who I'd give the advantage to. Zeta coming in expecting a different opponent, and now Danielle could reap the benefit of that.
I actually asked Zeta Zhang about this earlier tonight backstage, if there, how it affected her preparing for one competitor and then at the last minute squaring off with Danielle Cabela. She said it didn't change my mind. A fighter is always ready to fight.
And I expect that because Zeta Zhang, a former professional MMA fighter, where that happens quite a bit. You know, somebody gets injured during training camp or doesn't make weight or the commission doesn't approve the fight, and you might have an alternate step in there. So certainly something that you have to be prepared for in combat sports, something that Zhang has dealt with. And Camilla now with some stalling tactics.
Yeah, and these two are no strangers to one another either. They, shared time together in NXT, so who knows how well they know each other. Certainly trained together, and we'll see what sort of maybe even bad blood had developed there as well.
In NXT at the same time around 2016, but actually this is their first one-on-one contest.
Faced off in tag team action, maybe found each other in a battle royal or two. But the side headlock now by Zeta Zhang, very fundamentally sound, great grappler, undefeated in the MMA cage, and runs over Danielle Camilla there with the shoulder block, tries to press the offense, swing and a miss there by Danielle, nice arm drag by Zeta Zhang.
Yeah, deep arm drag from Zhang right into the cover. Late leg hook, though. Camilla's still in this matchup.
You mentioned Zhang's MMA background, that she competed in WWE, NXT, first female competitor signed to MLW's women's division when it launched. But if you ask me, Zhang has been everywhere but not had a home, not had a breakout, a shining top of the division seat. And that is what she's seeking here in the United Wrestling Network. Danielle Camilla may have something else to say about that.
Well, using some tactics there, using that rope and a hair pull, quite frankly, but did its job, as now Danielle Camilla has the upper hand in the driver's seat of this matchup. Camilla was a sports reporter for Fox Sports out here in Arizona, an actress too, and kind of shrugged off the challenges Zeta Zhang and said, you know what, I didn't have anything going tonight, so I guess I'll come fight you.
Yeah, really just such a bratty sort of mean girl attitude, but nice suplex floating over did Camilla. But yeah, not really adept at making friends, as you can see, is Camilla.
Again, you took the words right out of my brain there, James Kincaid. Mean girls, what comes to mind when I tried to talk to Danielle Camilla. She said, I don't have anything to say. All of my actions will speak for themselves inside the squared circle.
That's why her hair is so big.
No secrets. Very physical right now, the attack of Camilla. We witnessed history made, guys. Brand new United World Tag Team Champions. Again, for the third time Midnight Heat. We still have title action coming your way for the Heritage title, but the women's title is something that it grows ever closer here in the United Wrestling Network, and this matchup could be a big one when it comes to the rankings in the pecking order.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And to Gilbert's point and yours, Zhang now becoming a mainstay here in the UWN's women's division. Certainly she would have her eyes on that, but if Camilla gets by Zhang, she would have certainly a cause to want to be in line for a shot when that does come around as well. And speaking of shots, just slapping Zhang right across the face.
Wow, blatant disrespect here by Danielle Camilla, but answering in kind, but certainly not kindly there, was Bring the Bang Zhang. Nice leg sweep takedown there by Zeta, and looks to cook with gas.
The slap to the mush woke up Zeta Zhang, and she's beginning to fire now on Danielle Camilla.
Sizing her up. Zhang gonna bring a flurry here. Starting to string them together, kick right to the head. That one rocked Camilla into the ropes.
Downstairs when you try maybe to check that kick, Zhang goes upstairs, now to the midsection, upstairs, downstairs, all points in between, and it's Camilla going to the outside.
And Zhang looking to follow and bring some more pain. Nice kick from the apron to Camilla.
Sense of urgency here for Zeta, perhaps to get her back in the ring here, Gilbert, where she can maybe put her away.
You don't want to count out victory if you're trying to climb up the ranks. You want a 1, 2, 3, or you want to tap somebody out.
Yeah, as decisive as possible. Desperation from Danielle there, the jaw jammer. Maybe creating the opening that she needs.
Tried to put on the brakes there.
Got her!
Deep hook. Camilla almost put her away there. Camilla, got to be impressed with her aggressiveness in this matchup. Taking the fight to Zhang, but look at this. Thought it was going to be a suplex, but oh my goodness.
Right on her head.
Crash straight down. Zhang bang indeed. Yikes.
Here is your winner, Zeta Zhang.
Let's take a look back at the action. This was a physical battle as we take a look back. Decisive win in the end for Zhang. That was nasty stuff.
Got her up and dropped her full force. Zeta, bang a rang, and with the 3 count.
Woo. Heritage title on the line, still to come in our main event.
All right, I'm standing by with Pretty Peter Avalon, who next week will face R3 in the long-awaited Grand Canyon Clash.
Pretty professional producer Peter Avalon, and finally the time is here, R3. It's you, it's me, one-on-one, the Grand Canyon Clash. The biggest match in Arizona history is finally going down. So much history between us, R3, and it's going to come to an end with my hand raised in victory. You're gonna find out once and for all, and finally, it's PPA all day.
What in the world?
I can't let you drive without calling CarShield, Steve.
You drive great. So what if your warranty's expired?
I don't want you paying for expensive repairs, Steve.
That's so nice. Now can you open the door, please?
I'm afraid I can't do that until you call CarShield.
Can I call them later?
Their administrators pay for expensive repairs on engines, transmissions, ACs, and up to 6,000 other parts.
I'm listening.
CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company. All you have to do is call before you break down.
CarShield sounds pretty good.
Think of all the road trips we could have with their nationwide coverage, Steve.
I love road trips.
And with the money you save, you could get those salsa lessons you always wanted.
Put me through to CarShield.
Dialing.
I see why they call you a smart car.
Don't get stuck paying for sky-high car repairs. Call CarShield before your next breakdown. Call 800-409-2695. 800-409-2695.
All right, I'm joined right now by Johnny LaQuasto, the representative to the United Wrestling Network Committee. And Johnny, I hear you have a big match to announce for next week.
Certainly do, Jeremy. Look, with the Red Carpet Rumble, you need to have massive matches, including a match to decide the new #1 contender. So we have a fatal 4-way that is completely unpredictable. We have the Captain Shawn Dean, decorated veteran, fan favorite in AEW. Bad Dude Tito, one of the greatest champions in United history. Willie Mack, a cornerstone of the United Wrestling Network. And how do we close it out with none other than the wildest of cards, the bad boy Joey Janela.
Listen. I hear you. Naming names after names after names to become #1 contender for the United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Championship, the most prestigious prize in all of professional wrestling, sitting right here on Poppy's shoulder. But you see, right now my focus is on Eddie Kingston, the main event of next week's episode. So once I get through Eddie, not only do I gotta worry about the winner of the Fatal 4-Way, I gotta worry about whoever walks out the Red Carpet Rumble, the #1 contender. Come on, man, you trying to stack the decks against Poppy, but you know what? I'm ready for whatever you throw at me, Johnny.
And Danny, that's exactly what you said. You said if I were ever United World Champion, I would put down anyone on my path. And you want the best. Well, the best, they're on their way.
Well, they say steel sharpens steel, and you know what? I'm ready for whatever you got.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the United Heritage Championship.
It is main event time here from Mesa, Arizona. Championship action coming your way. And for the American Wolf, Davey Richards, winning championships has been his business. Business has been very, very good. The reigning MLW National Openweight Champion, he was a Ring of Honor World Champion, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Champ, ROH Tag Champ, Impact Wrestling Tag Champ. And on at infinitum.
You left out like 50 titles there, and that's underestimate. To go through all the titles this man won in his career, we need more time, James.
We don't have the broadcast time to go over the full resume, but certainly no stranger to gold, no stranger to main events, Davey Richards.
But can he add one more? Highly decorated in the United Wrestling Network is this man, the Spaceman, BHK Kevin Martinson, defeated outlandish Zicky Dice for the United Heritage Championship, a championship that eluded him for many years. At one point, the main title on this program. He has been a tag team champion multiple times. His alter ego, a television champion.
Oh, look, he doesn't like ramp. Does he have an issue with the steel steps there?
Just might.
You know, it's one of the feel-good moments when he finally captured that Heritage Championship, to be sure, but he's going to have a tough task holding on to it against Davey Richards.
Coming off of a tough defense against Judiz, successful title defense, and he's got a big challenge waiting for him here in the form of Davey Richards.
You guys, I am new around here, and when Martinson ended the 200-plus day reign of Zicky Dice, I gotta tell you, it was my first great exposure.
Introducing first, the challenger from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 206 pounds, the American Wolf, Davey Richards. And introducing his opponent from the Electric City, weighing in at 210 pounds, he is the United Heritage Champion, BHK, Kevin Martinson!
Again, when he won the Heritage Championship, that was my first great exposure to Kevin Martinson, and I was so impressed with his resilience.
He tried to hide that diamond plate there.
He's trying to do the old Bret Hart and Bill Goldberg routine.
Yes.
A bit offbeat, a bit unusual,
unorthodox,
yes, out of this world.
And unfortunately for him, not undetected.
But remember that Martinson was jumped from behind by Dice, viciously assaulted before the bell, and still rose to victory. Martinson's got guts personified.
Perfect way of describing it. It was a vicious assault, and yes, he does have guts, a lot of resilience, unorthodox offense, but Swiss Army knife of offense in his own right is Davey Richards.
Unorthodox person, not just offense.
This is true.
Absolutely. There's going to be a vicious assault coming his way this time, except it won't be a sneak attack by Dice. It'll be a full front assault here by the American Wolf.
Davey Richards is a technical machine, a student of the game, so disciplined, so focused, and that's what's really brought him so much success over the last 20 years in professional wrestling.
This matchup, for my money, gentlemen, as we see a quick reversal and cover there, and now a reversal the other way, and it's going to be tough for us to keep up with this thing. 2 pin attempts early on. This matchup really, in our main event, Heritage title on the line, is what pro wrestling is all about. These two can do it all. Great strikers, check. Great grapplers, check. Submission skills, yes, and they can high fly when they need to.
Could be in for an absolute masterclass in our main event. American Wolf and BHK going at it. And you see Richards with the leverage, but BHK trying to put the brakes on, not successful yet.
The bridge.
Comes up with the bridge. He also has 2-on-1 wrist control.
Yes.
And now trying to grapevine that leg drop toe hold. Finally able to break down the challenger. And but this could be a dangerous game to go mat grappling with Richards. And look at this, though. Nice pinfall out of the crucifix position the other way. And a stalemate thus far.
This is one of those matches where I say you want to tweet your friends and call your family. Tell them to tune in right now to the United Wrestling Network. This is one you don't want to miss.
And there's not, even though we tried to use the diamond plate or hide it or whatever, I don't think we're going to see antics like whatever that object that the Midnight Heat had when they made history for the title. This is going to be mano, just great competition with the title on the line. May the best man win.
Yeah, expect great sportsmanship. I think it was more tongue-in-cheek from Kevin Martinson, and nothing tongue-in-cheek about that. Davey Richards will pick you apart. Nothing personal, just business.
Look at the torque, guys. My elbow doesn't point straight up towards the ceiling. Does yours?
No.
Not when I'm facing forward.
And look at Martinson hanging with him, able to give as good as he's gotten right now against the American Wolf.
All that body weight down on the joints there of the American Wolf. Drops the leg for good measure.
Very nicely done, but immediately Richards just shooting the shoulder up.
No off nights for Davey Richards. Richards has made a career of taking on the best of the best around the world.
It has been even Steven thus far with the Heritage title in the balance. This title match continues right after this.
Quick quack. Wash all you want. Don't drive dirty.
What in the world?
I can't let you drive without calling CarShield, Steve.
You drive great. So what if your warranty's expired?
I don't want you paying for expensive repairs, Steve.
That's so nice. Now can you open the door, please?
I'm afraid I can't do that until you call CarShield.
Can I call them later?
Their administrators pay for expensive repairs on engines, transmissions, ACs, and up to 6,000 other parts.
I'm listening.
CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company. All you have to do is call before you break down.
CarShield sounds pretty good.
Think of all the road trips we could have with their nationwide coverage, Steve.
I love road trips.
And with the money you save, you could get those salsa lessons you always wanted.
Put me through to CarShield.
Dialing.
I see why they call you a smart car.
Don't get stuck paying for sky-high car repairs. Call CarShield before your next breakdown. Call 800-409-2695. 800-409-2695.
Welcome back, everybody. Todd Kennelly, James Kincaid, Gilbert Corsi here with the call of the action.
But so many tools in the toolkit for Davey Richards, right? You mentioned he has so many ways that he can beat you. He can mat wrestle, he can fly, he can brawl if you have to. If you're Davey Richards and you're on the receiving end right now, what do you think is going through his mind?
I think he's biding his time. I mean, Davey Richards, but now that can absolutely shatter the elbow.
Ouch may be going through his mind right now.
Probably pain. The pain receptors.
I think he's constantly working through his own. It's like a computer of a professional wrestler.
Right.
Like, can I sustain this much damage? Can I take this much to then create my own opening and way for success? I mean, that's what he's done throughout his career.
You might be thinking right now, can I get out of the way of whatever Martinson has in mind?
I think if you're Davey Richards right now, you're thinking, how do I switch my battle strategy to match what Kevin Martinson is bringing to the table?
And that's an excellent point, but here's the thing. There's no move that Davey Richards can't counter unless he can't see it coming. And Martinson does have some stuff in his playbook that just comes from left field. And I think that's what Martinson has to do to defend the title here. He's got to keep the challenger guessing. Uh-oh.
That one.
Nothing technical there.
In the little wolves, as it were. And Richards down on the outside. He's calling for time.
Well, we didn't see that one coming clearly, and Martinson using his environment as a weapon. He didn't catch a blow, the rope did, and now the rail doing the dirty work.
Remember, this is champion versus champion, but only Martinson's heritage title is on the line right now. Kevin knows that, and he's showing us that in his choices here.
Yeah, no intention of letting it slip away. What a reversal from Richards, and just about kicked Martinson's head off and out into the crowd here in Mesa goes BHK.
Davey Richards just woke up, guys.
Well, Richards, though, he's asking for a count, and you can't win the title that way. You can score a victory, sure, but I'm surprised here at the strategy of the American Wolf. You can win, but you can't win the title by counting.
I would almost have waited before imploring the official for the count. Create as much time as you need. Heal up that arm that's been worked over. Work out your next battle plan. He is doing exactly that. We don't want to see this end in a count out. Martinson gamely to his feet. Richard saying count.
Sense of urgency here for both.
9. Is this going to end in a count out?
Martinson breaks the plane at the last split second. And this match for the Heritage title will rage on here, but maybe that's what he was doing, gentlemen, is just buying some time to get some feeling back in that arm, in that appendage.
Could be. Richards could be even more hurt than we thought. You see him really just letting that left arm hang rather limply, using the right, using that knee to perfection. Something to keep an eye on. Into the cover, could be new champion, no.
Was it a mistake for Martinson to take the fight with Richards out to the floor? The pendulum has shifted back the other direction here, guys.
It has, but usually that's really a place of advantage for Martinson where anything goes, and he's so creative with using his environment as a weapon. But that kick going through the chest of the champion like a hot knife through butter.
Thick. It was thick. I felt it over here.
It was a thud.
You see the gears churning in Davey Richards. What does he have in mind for the champion next? Starting to impose his will and throw those strikes more frequently. But look at Martinson. Look at the eyes of Kevin Martinson. He might be coming alive here. We saw it from Richards earlier.
Gets dropped by another buzzsaw kick there, but springs right back to his feet. And Zicky Dice put Martinson through hell, and now digging down deep and throwing toe-to-toe with the American Wolf. What a battle we have here.
But what did we learn about Martinson in that fight with Dice? His resiliency, his grit, and he is showing it here once again.
Oh, and he caught him!
Against the American Wolf. German suplex, and Davey Richards is folded in half like an accordion.
Rocking and reeling is Davey Richards, and Martinson, his pupils were rolling like dice a moment earlier, but turning things around yet again in a big way is the Spaceman.
What a counter. Big hunky Kev, I guess, was able to counter that springboard into that German suplex, and now a belly-to-belly throw. Release belly-to-belly, and now the tide is turned again to the side of the champ.
Martinson's throwing Davey Richards all around the ring.
Was thinking brainbuster there, Gilbert.
Could have put him away with that. Certainly got to believe that. Oh, right to that injured left arm. Maybe a mistake from Richards.
What's he looking for here? Bulldog into the second rope. He's so innovative. Is Martinson, and now a reverse neck breaker. Nasty stuff there by the champ.
Could be enough to keep Richards down for 3 if Martinson goes for the cover, but he has something else in mind, it looks like.
Whiplash-like effect on Davey Richards. But if you're Kevin Martinson, don't let precious seconds go by. Keep on the grind, keep on the fight. You are in the ring with a world-class athlete.
Challenger looking to break the clasp and standing switch, but no, tied up here, leg lock here by the champion. We'll see if Richards can counter. Is in trouble, you can see the anguish, but reverses the pressure, gets to the ropes.
Nicely done by Martinson. I think that took Richards by surprise a little bit, that Martinson would go for a hold like that, but able to get to the ropes.
Martinson's been really trying to pick apart Davey Richards. The neck, the arm, the leg. He's trying to chop him up.
Right back to the brainbuster here. Couldn't get it the first time. Counter knee by the American Wolf.
Looked like it caught Martinson flush. It dazed him. And Richards able to escape out, charging headlong into the turnbuckle goes the champion, and now Richards has it.
Uh-oh, look out here. That leg is isolated. Maybe a dragon screw, maybe gonna drop straight down. What's he gonna do?
Thumbs up.
Bell.
Thumbs down. Ooh. And the champ is down, and the Heritage title could be slipping away from Kevin Martinson.
The current MLW National Openweight Champion looking to add to his collection. It's gonna be a howling good time for him. For Richards, if he wins the title, nobody home for the double stomp, however.
Nobody at the bottom of the well for Richards, but Martinson on one leg. Richards now attacking again.
Ankle lock, ankle lock,
He's gonna force Martinson to submit here.
The title
New
reign
champion
is gonna come to a close here for Martinson. He worked so hard to win the Heritage title.
Is Martinson gonna tap? Is he gonna tap here, guys?
How can he not? Rolls through. What a counter. He's got the shoulders down.
He got him! That's 3!
Here is your winner and still United Heritage Champion, Kevin Martinson.
I'll tell you what, gentlemen, if Martinson is anything, he is guts personified. He finds a way to win. The challenger can't believe it.
Richards beside himself. What an incredible counter, suffering through the pain, but still the Heritage champion, Kevin Martinson.
We will see you next week for more of the festivities of Red Carpet Rumble season. What a main event.